Hello, Retroburn here. Today I'm going to spill something that just might be a tough pill to swallow. When playing Grey Knights against other Space Marines and units with similar toughness and save stats, the Nemesis Demon Hammer is still better than a pair of Falchions. Now, this assumes several things. 1. You're playing with the rules and stats from the Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team Core Manual from 2018. This was written in the last week of February 2021. 2. No tactics or any other stats-changing elements have been used. Thus, enemies are treated as standard toughness 4 Marines or Marine equivalents. 3. The attacking Grey Knights in the examples have no flesh wounds. 4. The attacking Grey Knights in the examples are Zealot or Combat Specialists. For the sake of simplicity, we'll only be talking about ordinary Grey Knights. Terminators and other Grey Knight units aren't discussed in this opinion piece. Now, where does this conundrum stem from? The fact that all Grey Knights don't have fighters and have only one attack each. If you want a melee specialist unit, you've no other option to resort to but to make that model a Zealot or a Combat Specialist. This remedies the situation a bit by adding one more attack to a Combat Specialist or a Frenzied Zealot. Even with this, if a Grey Knight is wielding a weapon that's not a pair of Nemesis Falchions, he's stuck with just 2 attacks. This is precisely the reason why people have begun recommending a pair of Nemesis Falchions. Attacking with these weapons gives your Grey Knights 1 additional attack. Most people feel this ups their chances of landing a coup de grace. From the calculations I've done though, I feel this mindset is flawed. Now, don't get me wrong. A pair of Nemesis Falchions is an excellent choice against low toughness enemies. I do use them if going against Imperial Guard, Eldar, and other equivalent units. However, for Marine equivalents, I did some math hammering and found out that Nemesis Demon Hammers are the better choice. Now, I have to be honest, once a Grey Knight has been flesh wounded twice, the ability Transhuman Physiology won't be able to compensate for the damage he has received. In this scenario, both weapons will have a hard time getting a lethal blow, but the Falchions will have a slightly better chance of doing so. But still, what are the odds of a model and kill team surviving to the point wherein it has 2 flesh wounds? What are the odds of you not putting the opposing enemy model out of action in the 2 turns you've engaged it in melee with a Nemesis Demon Hammer? Think about it. If you were to ask me, versus Marines, I'd still take the hammer. Now, for the comparison. We'll do this math hammering step by step, so there will be no space for ambiguity. If I end up botching this up, constructive criticism will be most welcome on the comment section. Grey Knights hit on 3+, that's a 4 out of 6 chance. In terms of percentage, 4 divided by 6 is 66.67%. Assuming a Combat Grey Knight or a Zealot Grey Knight Specialist just charged, 1 attack base plus another attack due to the Expert Fighter or Frenzied passive ability conferred by the Specialism, plus another attack because he's carrying a pair of Nemesis Falchions. That's 3 attacks at a 66.67% chance. 3 times 0.6667. Statistically, 2 attacks will hit. Nemesis Falchions are strength user weapons, and Grey Knights are strength 4 models. According to the wound roll table in the core manual, a strength 4 attack versus a toughness 4 enemy Marine equivalent has a 50% chance to wound. 2 hits at 50% chance. Statistically, 1 attack will wound. A pair of Nemesis Falchions does D3 damage though. While comparatively much more powerful than damage 1 weapons, there's still a 33.33% chance you'll roll a 1. If this happens, you roll just 1 injury dice. If the enemy has no flesh wounds and there is no intervening terrain, a single injury dice roll will only net you a 50-50 chance of the Grey Knight putting his adversary out of action. Now, for the Nemesis Demon Hammer. Because it has an inherent -1 to hit penalty owing to it being an unwieldy weapon, your Grey Knight will only hit on rolls of 4+. Unlike the Falchions, which grant a bonus attack, your Grey Knight only has 2 attacks, one from its base attack stat, and an additional one from its specialism. Assuming a Combat Grey Knight or Zealot Grey Knight just charged, 2 attacks at a 50% hit chance. Statistically, 1 attack will hit. The Nemesis Demon Hammer is a strength user strength times 2 weapon. A Grey Knight has a base strength of 4, so that's 4 times 2, that's 8. Or, in the case of a Zealot who has just charged, that's the quantity strength plus 1 multiplied by 2. That's the quantity 4 plus 1 multiplied by 2. That's 10. Strength 8 or 10 versus toughness 4, that's 2 plus to wound. That's an 83.33% chance to wound. One hit at an 83.33% chance to wound. Statistically, that attack will wound. Up to now, statistically, both weapons have a good chance of netting you a single strike that will wound an opponent. Here's the thing, however. Unlike Falchions, the Nemesis Demon Hammer has a flat 3 damage rating. A flat 3 damage ensures you roll 3 injury dice. This also makes it easier for you to score on secondary objectives like Overkill. This may be a divisive point, and certainly both choices have their pros and cons, but if you ask me, probability-wise, the Nemesis Demon Hammer has a better chance of incapacitating toughness 4 targets than a pair of Nemesis Falchions. Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This has been Retroburn, and if you found this video informative, please consider subscribing. Happy gaming!